Hello student, this video on microorganism friend and foe part 3 is brought to you by Gyananda High School. Please stay at home and save your life. In the previous videos, we had learned microorganism, where do microorganisms live, how and where microorganisms are used. In this video, we will learn harmful microorganism, preservation of food, nitrogen fixation. Microorganism can cause diseases to human, animals and plant. Microorganisms that cause diseases are called pathogen or germs. Different pathogens enter the body of humans, animals and different parts of plant and they cause diseases. Let us see separately what are the different diseases and their pathogens. Number 1. Diseases causing microorganisms in human. Pathogen can enter the body in the following ways. Through air. Disease causing germs are released in the air when a person having common cold or flu, sneeze or coughs, or even spit. These germs can infect another person breathing this infected air. Diseases that spread through air are cold, flu, chickenpox, mumps, tuberculosis, measles, and polio. Next, through water and food. Diseases like cholera, typhoid, hepatitis are the some diseases can spread through the infected water and food. Next is through direct contact. Diseases like ringworm, common cold, flu, chickenpox can spread through the direct contact with the sick persons. Next, through insect. Some insects like mosquito, flies and fleas are carriers of germs. For example, female Anopheles mosquito carry germs for malaria. On biting a healthy person, it transfers the germs into the blood of the person and gets malaria. Second mosquito is Aedes aegypti. It's carrier of dengue virus. Next point is through cuts and wounds. Germs for tetanus can enter the healthy body through cut and germs. So that is why when we get any cut and wound, we have to quickly wash it with the antiseptic lotion. So any tetanus like microorganism cannot enter in our body through the cut and wounds. Next is disease causing microorganisms in plant and animals. Microorganisms also cause the disease in animal and plant. For example is given at the below. Number 1. Anthrax. Anthrax disease is the caused by a bacterium. It affects the human and cattle. Next, foot and mouth diseases in cattle. This disease caused by a virus. Number 3. Citrus cancer or canker is a bacterial disease that affects tree of citrus fruits and it spread through air. Next disease is yellow vein mosaic is a disease caused by a virus in vegetable like bhindi or lady's finger. It is spread by insect. Next disease is rust and smut of wheat is caused by the fungus and it spread through the air and seeds. Potato blight disease in potatoes is caused by a fungus. Next point is communicable diseases. Communicable diseases are those diseases that are caused by the microbes and can spread from an infected person to an healthy person through air, water, food or direct contacts. This can be prevented by keeping the infected person separated from others. He must cover his nose and mouth while sneezing and coughing. Disease spread by insects such as mosquito can be controlled by the following way. We should not allow them to breed. For this, we should not let water collect anywhere in our neighborhoods. Next is microorganisms spoil food. Some microorganism causes spoilage of food like souring of milk, rotting of potato, vegetables and fruit, etc. Food also become unfit for consumption due to the growth of molds. Like on the bread, when we keeping for few times, it molds grow on the bread. Next is yeast. Yeast bring out fermentation of fruit juices, tomato juices, etc., and spoil them. When they grow on the juices, the order of the juice is changed. Students, sometimes toxic substances are produced by the growing microorganisms, thus the food becomes poisonous. Consumption of poisonous foods can cause serious illnesses called food poisoning. Diarrhea, vomiting, and abdominal pain can occur due to food poisoning. Next point is preservation of food. When the food is kept for a long time, it gets spoiled due to the growth of microorganisms. The indicator that tells us whether a given food is suitable for consumption or not. Like odor of the food, taste of the food, and color of the food. These things will be changed in the spoiled food. Food preservation is a process by which we can prevent the spoilage of food by microbes. There are two ways to preserve food. Number 1, by killing the microorganism present in the food. Number 2, by stopping the microorganism from the growing again. Some common method of food preservation are as follows. Number 1, drying or dehydration of food. Number 2, uses of chemicals. Number 3, salting and adding sugar. Number 4, adding oil and vinegar. 5th, heating or boiling. 6th, refrigeration, pasteurization, canning and or packing. Let us see this process in detail. Number 1, dehydration or drying of food. In this process, we are keeping the food item in the sun. Sun removal of moisture or water from the food. This prevents the growth of microorganisms as they need the moisture to grow. Cereals, pulses, spices and the dry fruits are preserved by this method. Second, use of chemicals. Chemicals like sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfate help to control microbial growth. They are used to preserve jams, jelly, ketchup, etc. Number 3, salting and adding sugar. Some food items are preserved by the adding salt or sugar. Due to the salting, the cells of microbes lose water by osmosis. Salting is used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. Sugar is used in case of jams, sauce and jelly. Sugar inhibit the growth of bacteria and also make microbes lose water by osmosis. Number 4th preservation method is adding oil and vinegar. Use of oil and vinegar prevent spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot live in such environment. Fruits, vegetables, fish and meat are often preserved by this method. Number 5, heating or boiling. Heating or boiling food or to the high temperature kills the microbes. For example, water and milk are boiled to kill microbes. UHT, ultra heating treatment, is the partial sterilization of milk by heating it to 135 degrees centigrade for 1 to second. This milk is available in Tetra packs and has shelf life of 6 months or more until it opened. Sixth method is refrigeration. Like boiling, cooling by refrigeration also help the preserving food. This method does not kill microbes but only stops them from growing and multiplying. Preservation by freezing is effective for many months and useful in the case of milk, meat and vegetables. Seventh method is pasteurization. This method is used to preserve milk. In this method, milk is heated to high temperature of 70 degree for about half a minute and then cooled quickly. This kills most of the bacteria without affecting of the flavor. Milk products and other substances like cheese, honey, beer, wine, juice, etc. are also preserved using this method. Eighth, canning or packing. Food items are packed in cans which are airtight, heated to 120 degrees centigrade and destroy the microorganisms. Canned food remain good for eat for years if the can are not damaged. Dry fruits, vegetables, and many other canned food items are available in the market. Nitrogen fixation. In the previous classes, you have learned about the bacteria Rhizobium. This bacteria lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants like pea, beans, etc. They help in the fixation of atmospheric nitrogen into soluble compound that can be easily absorbed by the fruit of the plant. The conversion of free atmospheric into useful nitrogen compound is called nitrogen fixation. During the rain, when lightning strikes, nitrogen and oxygen of the atmosphere combine to form of oxide of nitrogen. These oxides dissolve in the rainwater and fall down on the earth as nitric acid. Nitric acid react with the alkaline salt in the soil, forming nitrates. Some blue-green algae in the soil also fix atmospheric nitrogen. Next is nitrogen cycle. Cyclic movement of nitrogen element between the living and non-living components of the earth is called nitrogen cycle. Our atmosphere has 78% nitrogen. All the living beings require nitrogen as it is an important part of protein, chlorophyll, nucleic acid and vitamins, but they cannot take directly it from the atmosphere. Certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fix atmospheric nitrogen and convert into the compound of that the usable and are easily absorbed by the plant through their roots. In the first process, plant utilize this nitrogen to synthesize protein and other compounds. This is called nitrogen assimilation. Animals that feed on plant utilize this protein and other nitrogen compound for various purposes. When plants and animals die, bacteria and fungi present in the soil convert the nitrogenous waste first to ammonia and ammonium salt. It called ammonification, and finally to nitrification. Nitrates from the soil are absorbed by the new plants. Some bacteria present in soil convert the nitrate into the free molecular nitrogen that escapes into the atmosphere. The process is called denitrification. In this way, the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere remain more or less constant. Student, I request when you will learn the nitrogen cycle and fixation, you must use the diagram. Thank you.